Hi everyone, welcome back to Sherlock Holmes versus Jack the Ripper. Last time we identified where we believe the killer is located, which I can't show you on there. Maybe I can show you on my map. Yes, this is where we believe he lives. So we've got a couple of things to do. We need to go and see if there was, because the first murder was over at Bucks Row, which was Whitechapel, it was over here somewhere. We got to go and see if there are any murders before Polly Nichols closer to, in this red zone basically, to see if he had a practice before he killed Polly. Then we need to go to the pet store to speak to Abraham to see if we can get some more information on the male that was spotted, because we believe that one of the guys may know who he was. So yeah, so that was what we did last time. I think we're off to the Central News Agency first to see if we can identify those murders we spoke of.
Ah, Bulling is there. It won't hurt just this once.
What, to come talk to him? Oh, fine. Hello, Bulling.
Hello, Mr. Bulling. So, did your colleague tell you about the tip?
What tip?
Ah, I see. I gave him an explosive tip and he went without you? Oh, that's not very sporting on his part. No doubt he took all of the credit for his discovery.
You're winding me up, eh?
I must show Bulling something to make him believe me.
Okay, do we still have the... what's this? I owe you. Yes, there we go.
What do you want?
I've got this I owe you.
I'm not winding you up. The proof is that he gave me this advance on the debt.
The traitor! He owes me if I find him!
Before I leave, can you do me a favor?
Heck, tell me.
I'm looking for some reliable info on the murders committed in Whitechapel in the months before Polly Nichols' attack.
Reliable? Ha! You really think you'll find that here? Fine. I'll be honest with you. We have folders that group the dispatches from the current year into categories. In the police law category, you'll find the transcripts from the trials and investigations that we sell to the newspapers that ask us.
Perfect.
Sadly, I am out of time. I'll leave you to solve it, eh? You're the detective, aren't you?
Cheerio, Bulling. Right, okay, so over here we need to find the police and crime. So when was Polly Nichols' murder? The Star, here we go. So it was Saturday the 1st of September, 88.
The dossiers are full of papers in dated envelopes. I can't open them. That would be too obvious. How can I tell which compartment to look in? No categories are indicated.
I don't know. Do we get any?
An envelope is torn. I can tell that this dispatch contains economic information.
Okay, we'll put the economy there then.
This compartment was repaired recently.
Come back to that one. Nothing of note there, nothing of note there. Don't know. 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 Nothing. Okay, so we got economy. Honestly, what? Front page is going to have the most, isn't it? You'd have thought. Because there'll be the most things to the front page. Weather is going to be a big topic in the UK. Society. Don't know about that one. Culture, personalities. Inventions and science, sports, law. Shove that in there. Maybe they don't take world news. I mean, should we just guess? Unless there's, if this is economy, we have politics front page, culture, weather, Not personalities. Maybe inventions and science? Oh no, front page is going to be the one that's used most, isn't it? Oh, I don't know.
An envelope is torn. I can tell that this dispatch contains economic information.
It's blue, so can we assume that blue is monetary or... Is there reference material in here that we need to do? Ah, clue. Stevenson and Psy Enterprises. Bill, repair for the wood of the news in brief compartment. £1. Okay, the clues are here. The clues are here. The clues are here. Well, a clue was there. Aha, more clues. To improve the dispatch filing purpose, major info something, except news in brief, minor info down the lower, except police law. In future propose also to invent news and brief, which is for the moment up high, and police law, which is actually down low. Furthermore, the weather section is upmost always empty. Put it with the news in brief. Okay. My dear George, your little brother has had some misfortune. My first week of work is very grueling. First, I was giving the spot far from the stove, and I am very cold in the morning. Next, I have to sort through the dispatches. The most tedious and boring work imaginable. God, imagine if they made a puzzle on it. Once the work is done, I must take each envelope to the journalist in question, who won't even deign to look at me. Finally, at the end of my third day, the boss called me into his office to give me a sermon. It seems that I had mixed up the dispatches. I was so worn out that I could only protest half-heartedly. He gave me a second chance, so now I'm in a sticky situation. The only hopeful note comes from my colleague, Miss Filthin. Filthin? Yeah, I think so. A charming young woman who is the only one to give me a smile. She helps me as much as she can and tries to prompt me regarding which compartments I should use my dispatches. Because everyone knows the order of the sections, but no one has bothered to tell me. The lady has so much compassion and sides me notes such as politics and society on the side, sports is underneath economy. Personalities is at the end of the row. Front page news is the first compartment, etc. And these confidences are almost words of love from her mouth. I don't think that she likes placing the envelopes on the desks at all, because it ends up with some thanks that was disturbed, blah blah blah, nothing to concern my lady, pay me, blah blah blah, mumsy. Okay, right, so there's some more information there. And confirming my presence on Friday evening at the club, I will be with pleasure, because I must get my mind off the things, risking falling into dark depression. I imagine the new lady still has the favours of Janet, but she'll end up forgetting him and giving me, because I'm a lack in ideas and rid of her suitors. Yesterday I randomly placed a few inventions and science within politics dispatches. After all, they are always harebrained items. Given that the compartments are one on top of the other, it could have easily passed as one of the new lad's errors. As anticipated, he was called in by the boss. As soon as I had the chance, I will show him how, like in the news, everything is in balance. He looks like half-wit. He could easily confuse the politics with the society section on his right, and the latter with the economy, which is his neighbour. Right, okay. Oh, so we can't bring any... So, I thought we could bring up the information so we don't have to keep trawling through it. But no, let's go back to... So, bill for repairs is news in brief compartment. News in brief. That's that one. So we got those two. Fantastic. So, note in pencil. Major info, except news in brief. Minor info, down and the lower, except police law. Propose to invert news in brief, which is for the moment up high, and police and law, which is actually down low. Furthermore, the weather section is almost always empty. So that is weather. Can't believe that. And we know so police and law is down low. We don't know quite where yet. Right, from list, right, blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. I missed up the dispatches. I was warned by you made a mistake one. So, the lady has so much compassion and slides me notes such as politics and society are on the side, sports is underneath economy. So sports is underneath economy, and what was the first bit? Politics and society are on the side. Society and politics are on the side. We don't know which way. Probably the other way around, actually, because politics is probably more important. Personalities is at the end of the row. Front page news is the first compartment, etc. The end of the row. So front page is the first compartment. But we know that that's oddities. Personality is at the end of the row. The bottom? Science and inventions was under politics, wasn't it? So that's got to be like there. Okay. What did Ferdinand say? Blah 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 blah. Yesterday, politics, inventions, politics, dispatches. After all, they are always harebrained items. Given that the compartments are one on top of the other, it would have easily passed of the new lines. Error. Okay. Front page is definitely there. Politics is above there. Is world culture and society? We don't know. Ah!
These envelopes contain dispatches of police and judicial cases. Now, I need to open them discreetly. I must try to unglue the openings.
Bloody hell, these are getting tougher. What we need is like a kettle. What do we got? What do we got? We got a kettle here?
I need something.
Yeah, we need like a... What do we got on us? Matches. There we go.
I need something. These envelopes contain dispatches of police and judicial cases. Now, I need to open them discreetly. I must try to unglue the openings.
Yeah, I almost threw them on the fire. Sorry about that. Hang on, I just wanted to close the door. Right, now can I warm the glue up slightly?
I need something.
Okay, we need some water then, do we? Or something. What do we not got? That's the door. put some coal on the fire. So hang on. Ah, kettle. That's exactly what we wanted. There we go. I assume it's
need
full.
something. I need something.
Oh, do I got to use the kettle with that? No. Got to fill the kettle up. Is there a tap? Use the
Water.
perfect.
There, that will provide me with steam.
Got there in the end.
These envelopes contain dispatches of police and...
Okay, we need to put some coal on there to get the heat up, do we? Oh, no, just a bit there. Just a bit there, it would seem.
Open, and it looks like I'm in luck. This envelope contains precious information.
Got there in the end, right. Day of inquest, Saturday, April 7th, 1888. Mr. Wayne E. Baxter of the East Middlesex coroner held an inquiry in London at the London Hospital respecting the death of Emma Elizabeth Smith, aged 45, a widow, lately living at 18 George Street, Spitalfields, who, it was alleged, had been murdered. Chief Inspector West of the H Division of Police attended for the Commissioners of Police. Mrs. Mary Russell, deputy keeper of the Common Lodging House, stated that she had known the deceased for about 2 years. On the evening of Bank Holiday, 2nd of April, she left home at 7 o'clock and returned about 4 or 5 the next morning, in a dreadful state. Her face and head were much injured, one of her ears being nearly torn off. She told the witness that she had been set upon and robbed of all her money. Witnesses took her to the hospital, and when passing along Osborne Street, the deceased pointed out the spot where she had been assaulted. She said that there were 3 men, but she could not describe them. Mr. George Hayslip, house surgeon, stated that when the deceased was admitted to the hospital, she had been drinking, but was not intoxicated. She was bleeding from her head and ear, and had other injuries of the revolting nature. Witness found that she was suffering from rupture of the peritoneum, which had been perforated by a blunt instrument used with great force. The deceased told him that 1:30 that morning she was passing near Whitechapel Street when she noticed some men coming towards her. She crossed the road to avoid him, but they followed, assaulting her, took all her money, and then committed the outrage. She was unable to say what kind of instrument was used, nor could she describe her assailants, except that one was a youth of 19. Death ensued on Wednesday morning, the 4th of April, through peritonitis set up by the injuries. Margaret Hayes, living at the same address as the deceased, disposed of seeing Mr. Smith in company with a man at the corner of Farrant Street and Barden Road. The man was dressed in a dark suit and wore a white silk handkerchief around his neck. He was of medium height, but witness did not think she could identify him. Chief Inspector West, H Division, stated that he had no official information on the subject and was only aware of the case through the daily papers. He had questioned the constable on the beat, but none of them appeared to know anything about the matter. The coroner said that from the medical evidence there must have been true. It was clear that the woman had been barbarously murdered. It was impossible to imagine a more brutal and dastardly assault, and he thought the ends of the justice would be better met by the jury recording their verdict at once than by adjourning to the future date in the hope of having more evidence brought before them. The jury returned the verdict of willful murder against some person or persons unknown. The police are making every possible inquiry into the case, but up to yesterday, the 8th of April, had not any clue to the person who committed the outrage. Then we got so that was 3 men. We got the Tambrum case here, which is the 23rd of August. Miss George Collyer, the deputy coroner, blah 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 blah. The death of Martha Turner, a hawker lately living at 4 Star Place. Lying dead on the first floor landing with some model dwellings known as George Yard buildings, Commercial Street, Spitalfields. The body of the woman presented a shocking appearance, there being 39 stab wounds on the body, some of them apparently having been inflicted with a bayonet. Anything else that we can find from this witness? Her age was 36 and her body was very well nourished. Witness had since made post-mortem examinations of the body. The left lung was penetrated in 5 places and the right lung was penetrated in 2 places. The heart was penetrated. This doesn't sound like the same MO, does it? I don't think that's our guy.
The information excludes the murder of the first woman, Miss Smith. Jack the Ripper can't be the author of that crime. On the other hand, there are enough similarities to suggest he may be the killer of Martha to Brown.
I disagree, Sherlock.
Go to the pet shop.
I disagree. That was just wild stabbing. And the first one was a bit of a gang assault, wasn't it? But okay, me and Sherlock difference of opinions there. The band may break up now, but no, let's keep the band together and head off.
I must go to the pet shop.
Brilliant how we drew 2 conclusions. I thought, 30 odd stab wounds penetrating the lungs and heart, that doesn't sound like our cold, methodical killer. But then I guess if our killer is evolving, I guess his first kills would be less calm, less methodical, more spur of the moment, wild stabbing and stuff like that. So, okay, I can see where he's coming from there. To the pet shop. And see if Bert the support kitten is still there.
I must go to the pet shop.
We are at the pet shop. Let's go in.
Closed until further notice.
Oh.
Abraham isn't there. No luck.
Beep beep.
Beep Beep's there.
Good evening.
Oh, good evening, sir.
Why is the shop closed?
Do you know why Mr. Solomonovich's shop is closed?
No, I don't. Perhaps his cousin, the cobbler, knows. But I believe the police came to take his animals. I think that might have something to do with it.
When was this?
During the day. The kids you were with the other day were there, they told me. They just came by to ask for some cat's meat. They didn't have any money, but I gave them some anyway.
Oh, what a nice guy.
Ah,
Is something wrong?
Is something wrong?
it's just that there was a little girl with them, the same age as mine. My little girl who went away with her mother, with the angels into the sky.
Dr. Watson told me about your loss. Please accept my condolences. Would you like to talk about it? How did it happen?
The illness, sir. My poor little girl was in agony, and her face and body were ravaged by the disease.
Her face?
Yes, she looked like a ghost.
What illness?
What illness was it?
That sounded quite
Dr.
harsh.
Gibbons tried to explain when I took my little girl to see him, but I didn't understand. I'm sure that he was trying to insinuate it was my fault. I'm sorry, but I don't want to talk about it anymore.
I understand. Farewell. Let's go and see Dr. Gibbons.
Oh, he's gone. We could have given him a couple of pennies for the cat meat he gave to Bert. So we all like Bert and we're happy to support him. Right, Gibbo. You still staring at that wall?
Hello, Doctor. Do you remember me? I'm Sherlock Holmes, Dr. Watson's friend.
Oh, yes. Excuse the mess, but I am doing a bit of tidying.
Are you? Okay. Tell us about Hardyman and his family.
I have come to see you about a Mr. Hardyman, a cat food seller by trade who recently lost his daughter and wife.
Yes, I know him. A tragic story.
Okay.
Actually, I was hoping you could tell me about the disease that took his daughter, a disease that would have attacked her face.
Well, to keep it short, we are speaking of syphilis, Mr. Holmes. You must certainly know that it is transmitted through intimate connections and that the vast prostitute population here contributes to its inevitable progression. It destroys individuals by spreading through the body slowly. The most obvious symptoms can be found in the genitalia and on the face in the form of pustules or lesions. Sometimes this illness can destroy whole families. The father catches it from a prostitute, he transmits it to his wife, who in her turn passes it to the kids which she bears or nurses. These cases are numerous in the vicinity. Certain children, and this is the case of the little girl whom I won't name, suffer from an emaciation of the face which will, apart from predicting an imminent death, bring infamy upon the family.
Ah, so emaciation of the face.
Emaciation of the face?
Yes, what we sometimes call the pox. I will give you a photograph. One cannot be mistaken on the origin of such a face. The eyes seem to be void of lids, the nose is inexistent as if it was cut off, and the cheeks are chiselled as if cut with a knife. This loss of facial matter, this emaciation, is in this area often the gift from a father to his children.
That's
Can
why
I
he's
keep this
blaming.
photograph?
I should destroy it.
Hanneman.
But if it can remind you that one must sometimes think twice before giving in to physical attraction.
I always seem to find myself alone in such cases. Thank you, Doctor.
Oh, poor Charlotte. So look, the cheeks, the nose, the eyelids. That is exactly what he was cutting off from the last victim, isn't it? So yeah, he has got syphilis, or he's attacking these women because he believes they gave him syphilis, which is a possibility, I suppose, or probable.
Let's go to the cobbler's.
Let's all go to the cobbler's to get ourselves a treat. Cobbler's is over here, isn't it? Hey, Isaac. Beep beep.
Colder. Taste
Oh,
that.
it's not
It'll
him.
liven you up more than the clinic, and not nearly as dangerous.
Yeah, good man. Cheers. Hello, Isaac.
Hello, Mr. Solomonovich.
Ah, Mr. Holmes, how are things with you?
Good, thank you. Tell us about your brother or cousin. Can't remember.
I heard your cousin Abraham had a problem with his shop. What happened?
Ah, if I didn't know you well, I would tell you that it's Jewish business that doesn't concern anyone but the Jews. But as you have a little bit to do with it, you have the right to know what is going on.
Ah, would I have something to do with it?
Someone had seen Abraham telling you something and making big gestures near the Imperial Club. A vicious rumor quickly spread, and it has caused him great injustice. A slanderous denunciation attracted the authorities' attention to my cousin's shop. Abraham must be in the process of answering their questions.
All right.
I did, indeed, speak with your cousin the other night. I'm shocked at the consequences of this discussion.
As I was saying, it's the story of the Jews. In the face of adversity, we are united, but amongst ourselves, it's like anywhere else. As soon as our people take a dislike to someone, for right or wrong, we can be without pity and quite cruel.
The Aldgate Butcher. Is that Joseph?
This is all very worrying. Your cousin knows one, or rather two, of the men who were at the Imperial Club on the night of the Mitre Square murder. One of the two, a butcher in Aldgate named Joseph, is probably withholding information of the utmost importance. I must find this man. Perhaps you can help me.
But there are dozens of Jewish butchers around Aldgate, half of which must be called Joseph. And you know, Mr. Holmes, we Jews prefer to remain in the background of this murderer business, this Jack the Ripper thing. All of London is pointing their fingers at us, saying, it's a Jew who disemboweled these women. Our community is in great peril, you know. There was the business with Lipsky and Leather Apron. I will see what I can do, but I don't promise anything.
I'd be extremely grateful to you.
Cool. Goodbye, Isaac.
Very well. We may meet again, Mr. Solomonovich.
You are most welcome, Mr. Holmes.
I've paced up and down Whitechapel enough. I should return to Baker Street in order to reflect on the new facts that I have discovered.
Right, to Baker Street. Do we have to leave his house first? This is the front door, isn't it? Flowers! Go on, give us a burst. That's really quiet. Try again. Much better. Right, sorry. Just my idle curiosities. Right, let's go there, back to Baker Street.
Hello, Holmes.
Hello, Watson.
Good day, Watson.
Listen, Holmes, I know I should have got here sooner to give you a report on my research, but this case has led me to neglect my patients and my wife more than I care to admit. I've been able to sort things out over the last few days, and now I am ready to pursue this investigation.
You don't have to justify yourself, Watson. Whilst I do tolerate you as an observer, and despite your occasional help with more menial tasks, may I remind you that you are by no means an indispensable part of this case.
Ouch!
Oh, you tolerate me as an observer, do you? Oh, you're too much, Holmes. Well, Mr. Detective, despite my absence, I have been working on this case, putting my relationship on the line in the process. And I happen to have a confidential letter that only passed from one lord's hand to another. What it contains is extremely serious and concerns Dr. Tumblety and his collection of uteri.
Let me see that.
My lord, be hereby assured of my entire collaboration in the affair to which I must reply. No one will be able to cast opprobrium on the Institute or ourselves. Our eminent colleagues support our policies, and they won't cooperate with the police as long as the higher interests that we serve aren't menaced. As you mentioned, we must avoid having to explain to the uncultured masses the exigencies of medical research. A general crisis of confidence will result in the inevitable amalgamation that the press would hasten to create between this and the heinous murders committed in the East End. To this end, I tactfully invoke the rumour that you mentioned in your letter when I met with my colleagues. It turns out to have grounds, and these are specifics that I was able to obtain. 18 months thence, it's a word you don't use these days, an American doctor in London did, in fact, contact certain hospitals. His approach was aimed at getting stocks of feminine genitalia, particularly uteri. He was motivated initially by the fascination of his research and of its publication. The doctor in question wanted to include the uterus specimens freshly conserved in formalin with each of the research dissertations sent to each of his colleagues involved. A large quantity was thus necessary, and this doctor proposed to buy each of the uteri for £20 each. The hospital directors did not pay heed to these demands. Of that I have been assured. Between you and I, my lord, who knows what strange consequences would have followed these demands of the American doctor. Rumours of these unusual commissions made the tour of the hospitals in question at the time, and has spread to others since. Simple day labourers employed in the organisations considered the gain of £20 could justify a theft, perhaps worse. The identity of the doctor is unknown to me, but based on the recall of one of my colleagues, this man had the most impressive references. But after a bit of research that I did, I didn't find the existence of any publication with an eventual correlation on this or any other side of the Atlantic. The man left London shortly after his pitch, it would seem. I cannot help but think that he has perhaps returned to London and has found someone who might furnish him with what he is looking for. Interesting.
Excellent. This American could turn out to be of great use to use.
That's right, and that's not all. I did some research and finally found an illness that affects the genitalia and can, in certain cases, cause facial symptoms resembling the mutilations seen on the last victim. It is called, would you believe?
Syphilis and the emaciation that can be seen in affected children. I have known that for days, Watson.
Really?
Listen, now you're already here, Watson, we may as well continue the investigation. Do you remember the map on which we established the area in which our killer lives? I think we should continue our study.
Oh, very well, Holmes. Right, where's the map over here?
Well, I discovered the case of another murder before that of Buck's Row. It happened in George Yard. We shall put it on the map in order to see if it corresponds to our area of research. We must place the murder of Martha Tabram in George Yard on the map.
And it does indeed fit within the location that we...
That is where Martha Tabram's murder took place. There's no point going there. I already have all the information we need on that matter.
Yes, indeed.
You see, this murder took place in the area in which our killer lives, his safe zone. Nonetheless, there are two major differences between the murder of this Martha Tabram and that of Polly Nichols. Firstly, the blows inflicted are not the same.
And the second difference?
It follows on from a doctor's opinion. He claims two weapons might have been used, and if there is one group of people we absolutely must not trust in this business, it's doctors. Don't you agree, Watson?
Watch it, Holmes.
Tabram's murder took place in an area where the murderer, whose cowardice is clear, was able to make a quick getaway, that is to say, near his home. For his second murder, he would have wanted to go further afield, so the police would not link these two cases.
That makes sense.
And as for the other murders, seeing the ineffectiveness of his last one, he headed in different directions to kill his victims while still staying in the vicinity and without going any further than necessary, and all the while planning his escape. My dear Watson, we now know what this man looks like, in what area he lives, and that he suffered directly or indirectly from syphilis. Let's not forget the anatomical knowledge he must almost certainly possess. Given his lower-class background, a butcher seems very likely. However, it may be the case that the man was a butcher once, but is no longer. He might also have been a medical assistant. Who knows? That's why we need the testimonies of the other Joseph and Dr. Tumblety in order to be certain.
What shall we do, Holmes?
As the police's cooperation is futile and can be ruled out, we have nothing to do but wait. Watson, wait, and hope we see one of these two men before the killer strikes again.
Well, that's not a really good plan, is it? That's a dreadful plan.
At last, a long day's work done. How are you doing, Holmes?
Fine, Watson, just fine.
I suppose you still haven't heard any news from Whitechapel.
No, Watson.
It's been almost a month now. Who knows? Our killer may have brought justice upon himself, overcome by remorse and ignominy for his actions.
Unlikely.
Not a chance, Watson.
Yeah, not a chance.
You haven't done anything about the story of a kidney that was sent in the post and reported by the papers. Why not?
The killer left a message on one occasion with the intention of harming. The letter accompanying this package served no purpose other than to give value to its recipient and arouse disgust against its sender. The killer has never done anything for nothing. In order to authenticate the Galston Street message, he left an indisputable piece of evidence. Can we really say as much about this kidney?
I don't know. All I know is that there are letters piling up on your desk. Isn't it time to move on to another case?
Absolutely not, Watson. I think that the other Joseph is reluctant to meet me. The man he saw must certainly have put the fear of God in him, a man well known for his violence and his hatred towards Jews. There can't be any shortage of those in Whitechapel. I have hope yet. As for Dr. Tumblety...
We found him, Mr. Holmes. We found him.
Who's that?
Dr. Bumblebee. He's been locked up by the bobbies, but they've let him loose. Oi, he was looking round like a rat who's scared of his own shadow. He's gonna do a run at years.
Watson, this is our chance. The game is afoot. Let's hope that Tumblety will go to collect his trunk. As for you, my little friends, thank you for lifting this burden that has been on my shoulders for almost a month.
Oh, he's gone. Okay, right. We're off, Watson. You ready?
Let's return to the boarding house.
Let's go and have a word with Finley and see if we can find Dr. Tumblety or Mr. Bumblebee. There's Finley.
He is here. The doctor is here, up in his room. Peeking through my door, I saw him go up the stairs, and I think that he has a pistol.
Regarding the trunk, did you do what I told you to?
Yes, I jammed the lock and filled the trunk with stones. Should we call the police?
Absolutely not. Go home, lock your doors, and if you hear a gunshot, shout as loudly as you can.
Oh, right.
Watson, we must disarm this man at all costs before attempting to confront him. Come, have your pistol at the ready and stay alert.
Ooh, bit of first-person shooting, do we? Oh no. Right. Tumblety's up here then, isn't he? Is this it? Which one's his? It's this one over here, isn't it? Yeah. Ready, Watson? 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 Watson! God damn it, Watson, get up here!
Don't move a muscle or I shoot.
Who? But what is going on?
Bravo, Watson. I take back everything I ever said about your less than full involvement in our investigations.
Listen, Mr. Policeman. I already told everything to your colleagues at the station, so...
Don't you believe it, sir. We're not with the police. We are here to talk about human organs, an area in which you seem to have a great deal of interest.
What? But who are you?
We are the ones holding the pistol. Listen, Tumblety, tell us everything you know and you will be spared from the noose or a bullet. Have you tried to get hold of any female genitalia from someone during these past months?
So that's it. You English. Listen, as it happens, I do have a collection of female genital organs which I hold dear and never miss the chance to show my friends whatever the occasion. If you knew what
That's
I
just
feel
weird, man.
when my eyes meet the young men's as they contemplate with astonishment and disgust this soft and flabby skin that they worship and place at the center of all their passions. Women repulse me, gentlemen. They are one of nature's greatest mistakes. Lying, haughty, and most of all, nauseating. No, sirs. Men, mankind, we are not made to soil ourselves with such animals, and it is my task to educate my peers, like the ancient Greeks used to do, and put them on the path to masculine relationships, the only kind worthy of our intelligence.
My God, this man has lost his marbles, Holmes.
You haven't answered my question. Did you attempt to obtain any female organs?
Indeed, but a long time ago. I was living in Liverpool at the time. A few of my specimens were starting to lose their freshness. But despite the sum proposed, the heads of the university hospitals refused to accede to my demands. The fear of what others would say, certainly. I know nothing more similar to an arrogant fowl than an English doctor. Yakety yak, always showing off in the courtyard with their haughty airs. And as soon as...
Shut it, Tumblety. So, was it you who killed all of these women? Yes or no?
No,
I
clearly.
regret to say that it was not.
Can I pull the
If
trigger?
I had not taken the least risk. But kidneys are all the latest, aren't they? I think that I could find one tomorrow for less than £1. In short, gentlemen, I do not know your killer, and I don't know why he's doing that. But if you come across him one day, please send him my friendship and my deepest respect.
What's a
You've
nasty-
gone too far
Yeah,
this time.
exactly,
Come, Watson, let's not get carried away now. Thank you for your assistance,
Fill in
Doctor.
full of lead,
if I may
Watson.
offer some advice, you should leave England as soon as possible. Each day that you remain in this country is a risk that an intelligent man would not take.
My pistol?
Without that, it will be even more risky.
So there is the great Dr. Tumblety then.
Can we believe this man, Holmes?
He can't be the murderer, and his story regarding the organs fits. But we can't afford to take the slightest risk. I will ask the Baker Street irregulars to follow him.
See him out in
Listen,
the
lad,
country.
when Tumblety leaves here, follow him discreetly and come and tell me as early as possible tomorrow where he is currently residing. Understood?
Understood, Captain.
You are already ready, Holmes. What is going on?
I have been waiting for you for at least an hour, Watson. It would appear that a new drama has unfolded. The youngsters came to give me this address, but I have some doubt as to the actual location we are going to. Let's try anyway. At worst, we may come across the Baker Street irregulars to put us in the right direction.
Right, okay. We're going to Tumbletea's location. Seedy old place, isn't it? How early is it? I didn't clock the time.
We are lost, Holmes.
No, we're not, Watson. We are heading for the very street I'd hoped for, but as I wasn't sure it was this one, I've made a few big detours in order to find the right one. I'll know it when I see the name.
Why, of course, Holmes. Why didn't I think of that? The great Sherlock Holmes can't...
Ah, we are Sherlock Holmes. Okay. So where are we then? Got this gentleman here.
How
Hello,
are
sir.
you, my friend? Are you not feeling well?
No,
My friend is a doctor. He can take care of you.
don't go there. He came here and he...
Now, Watson, take care of him.
Miller's Court. Oh, I'm getting... Oh yes, I'm getting memories. Yes. There's a poor lass who's been murdered in there. Oh yes. Let's check there's anything.
I have no reason to go that way.
Just checking there's nothing that we could potentially sort. Right, this is going to be grim. Brace yourselves. As soon as I saw the courtyard and that building, I thought, oh, I've seen this before. There's this image.
My God!
What happened?
Can't talk. Wait for the coppers. Are they coming? My eyes are crying.
No.
Go find them too, mister. I'll stay here and keep an eye out. Go!
No, I must await my friend. Ah, here he is.
Watson, are you there? How are you?
Fine, Holmes, and you? What happened?
Hello, sir.
What?
Where are we, Watson?
In Whitechapel,
Has he had an
Holmes.
episode or something?
This must be Dorset Street. You don't seem very well. Do you need something?
Indeed, Watson. Some clay, a great big piece of clay. I would ask for some wine, too, but as you know, I taste nothing but melodrama.
What is over there?
A trip from which you will never return, Watson. Trust me, don't go there.
A trip? Behind this door? In this room?
It's not strictly a door, it's more of a portal, a threshold, and what lies behind it is not the mortal realm, Watson. It is a place beyond time and space, the gift of a frantic artist who made use of his talent in order to grant us access to his world, Watson. Beyond that threshold is an abyss. Hell. The police won't take long to arrive, and the last thing I want is to waste precious time on them. Could you lead me out of this area and take me home?
I remember this from the, is it the Johnny Depp Hell movie? To Hell? Is it To Hell or Hell? Yeah, it's about Jack the Ripper, and yeah, there's a poor woman absolutely ripped to shreds. Going back to Baker Street, are we? Is that what he said? Send me back home, yeah, okay. He's in shock. Possibly. Or he's having breakfast. Oh no, he's dissecting a clay doll or something, and a glass of wine.
You should come and eat, Holmes. Mrs. Hudson has worked wonders. The joint has been cooked medium rare. If only you would tell me what was in the courtyard.
The answer, Watson.
The answer, Holmes?
Yes, the answer to a question that you asked me a few weeks ago.
How the devil can the answer to a question I asked you be found in that courtyard? And what question are you referring to, Holmes?
How our killer set about reaching the height of horror by taking another victim, Watson.
Sorry. He was drinking while still talking.
Did I not tell you that I wanted to avoid melodrama?
Do you mean to say that...
Yes, that's what was in that room. You helped towards the colour. All that's missing is the odour, but I shall let that pass. The mutilations almost all resulted in large removals of flesh. My photographic memory noted them all in great detail, the shape, size and location, and thanks to the softness of this clay and your medical knowledge, I believe we can attempt to determine what is missing from this lady.
Oh, okay. Joy.
Don't you think we should wait for the medical examiner's opinion?
Surely not, Watson. This massacre has gone on long enough. I can assure you that I will do everything in my power to get our hands on Jack the Ripper before this night is out.
Oh, fantastic. Right. Oh.
Watson, we shall reconstruct the body of this poor woman and inspect it in detail as well. Your help as a medical man will be invaluable.
Oh, goodness me.
Holmes, I feel a bit unwell.
Yeah,
Well,
me too,
I
Douglas.
understand. I will manage on my own. Her throat was slit just like the others.
Yeah.
The wound is particularly deep.
Right. Oh my god, we've got her ear. Is that her ear or is that a kidney? How do I pick anything up? Oh, hang on. I see. Oh, goodness me. This is her bubicles.
There were incisions in the rib cage as if to inspect the lungs.
Oof. Right. What is this? Is this...
The liver was neatly
the
removed.
liver. Is this kidney? What's that supposed to be? Oh, is that her heart? Oh, I can't remove that now, hang on. Then I have to reset, am I? Nope, no, I can't reset. What are these pins? Do I do anything with these pins? So she's got all her stomach.
The liver was neatly removed.
There you go. Ah, I can't pick. There we go. Spleen is in. What's that supposed to be?
An organ is missing, apparently. I must specify which organ this is on my list.
That's a heart. Brilliant.
There we are, Watson. We have examined everything. The heart is the only thing missing. 2 uteri, a kidney, and now a heart.
You invented the
he
game
had all
operation,
the time
eh?
he wanted in which to disfigure her, cut her up like a piece of meat, and yet took nothing but the heart. What do you think of that, Watson? Watson?
He's not very good for a doctor, is he?
What? Ha!
Still going. Come on.
I dread to think how you'd react if you saw a corpse. I'm returning to Whitechapel, Watson, to Isaac's. If the heart tells you to come with me, if the heart tells you a little wordplay there.
Oh, he's a comic. Brilliant.
Let's go to the cobbler's.
Let's go to the cobblers. Watson, you okay? Watson. Watson. Watson.
Holmes, I feel a bit unwell.
Oh, okay. We'll leave Watson then, and we'll head to the cobblers next time. Thanks ever so much for watching. Okay, we feel like we're very close to the end now, doesn't it? It feels like we're almost in touching distance of this murderer. So fingers crossed we can get our hands on this Jack the Ripper next time. Thanks ever so much for watching. Take care. I'll see you then. Bye bye.